The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Hoke Show.
Welcome, it's Monday, January 12th, and we are live from the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure here at the Atlantis Hotel and Casino. I have a special guest today. Actually, he's been a special guest all week.
Wow, how about that?
Mr. Hoke.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
It's fun being on a show.
It's kind of an interesting outlook, being the guest as opposed to being the host. When we get back to Vegas, we'll hook you back up.
I feel like I'm faking it.
You
Joe.
feel it coming?
I feel I'm faking it. You know what I mean?
No, I don't.
I'm faking this guest thing.
Oh, we got a big guest coming on today?
No, I'm just saying I feel like I'm faking it.
Oh, okay.
Faking it. You know, like your wife does all the time.
Oh, so you've been listening.
We're sharing a room. It's been interesting.
Well, not because of sharing it with me and my wife.
Yeah.
It's been interesting because of the cooling and heating situation that's going on.
We're having a little problem in there, but hopefully
problem?
Hopefully it's been resolved.
You know, I came here feeling a little bit under the weather, and about 3 days ago, I finally felt almost 100%. Well, you can cancel that. We've gone from hot room to last night. It was
a little chilly.
You could have hung meat in the room.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh, come on. It was cold.
For you, it was, yeah. I mean,
it was cold. I'm old, you know. I can't take the cold anymore.
It's my brittle bones. I'm getting
and there's obviously something wrong. You know, most of these upscale hotel rooms, if you open the patio door, it automatically shuts down the AC.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not in our room.
No, everything was just busted.
Yeah, it just
something
just
just
ran.
went
The thermostat stuck. I don't know what it read temperature-wise, but it felt like it was at least 64 degrees in that room.
Yeah, I give it a 66. I think that's where I
think it was
saw
close to 60. Do you see 66? But the thermostat was wrong, so I'm saying.
Well, yeah, the thermostat when I turned it off, everything was still running.
It was cold.
But so we're hoping for a Nobu dinner out of this. I'm going to turn that over to Joe because that is Joe's specialty.
I'm charging negotiations. I was actually going to go to the front desk, but I figured I'd rather run it by you to make sure you're okay with me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Okay, so
you're my road agent. Now.
Okay,
you know that, right?
I want to make sure that you're okay. If you want to come along and watch me perform,
I'll just stand here like this.
Yeah, what he said.
Because I still have the power forearms.
Yes, it's what he said. I finally made it down to the pool today. So as you can see, I have my.
Nice.
Well, I figured I had to find some place that was warm because the room was ice cold.
I have my trunks in the bag.
Okay.
Lazy River or something.
You doing Lazy River?
I'm just gonna do the kids one. I just want to float.
Oh well.
I don't feel like getting thrown around right now. We'll save that for only one shot. Water slide, some
ambulance, water slide.
Oh, stop it! I am not going to be thrown in an ambulance.
No,
I may be freaking out the tubes a little bit.
No, you'll probably be carried.
I just want to get
through your back out.
Look, I just want to get on the tall one. You know, even though I hate heights, I want to do the really long one that you always see in the commercials.
I will tell you
here
this.
At Atlantis.
I've been on it multiple times. It does not look as intimidating until you climb up the stairs to get there.
Always.
And then you sit in the chute and you look down and you really can't see because that's how steep of a drop it is.
Yeah.
And I think guys like me and you, the only thing that's keeping us in that little channel is gravity. Is the G-forces pressing us up against.
But there's buoyancy involved too for me. So
okay, but I'm just saying that there's a massive amount of G-forces that hold you into this little chute that's no wider than probably just a tiny bit wider than our shoulders, the width of our shoulders. So, but I remember the first time I went a couple years ago, and I went to the edge and I could not see the drop because it literally goes like this.
Wee.
And you know how you stop? You hit a bucket of water, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is. I would love to see your reaction.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna get that done. Absolutely.
It's almost like having a runner beat you. That might be the same kind of reaction.
I think that's kind of because I wanted to go the last 2 mornings, but we didn't get any sleep. So I kind of said, well, I got to get a little more
sleep.
sleep.
Yeah, we haven't really had much sleep because of the conditions in our room.
So
I mean, the room's absolutely beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, the whole place
is beautiful. PokerStars did a great job. But this is something that's out of their control.
Yeah.
It's just
it's just went kerplunk, kerplow,
it's
kerplooey.
like it's like the radiator on your car.
Yeah.
A radiator, as opposed to New York, a radiator. Everything's with an
Radiator.
R. Everything's with an R.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally out of PokerStars has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Atlantis itself. I mean, we made them aware of the problem, but they can't seem to get it fixed.
Hopefully they did today.
Well,
We
when I went up to the room to take a shower after I got out of the pool, it was off. It wasn't even running.
oh
So I put it down to 70, and it didn't go on. So I was like, maybe the patio door's open. I jiggled the patio door, closed it, locked it, still didn't go on. I had to make it go down to, I think, 68 for it to kick on. So it did kick on.
okay. Well, I can live with that. I'll be okay at 68.
68 would be a heat wave in our room tonight.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, well, let's talk some poker. We've whined and complained enough. What a wild day is shaping up here around the world.
Yeah, you told me there's a lot of breaking news.
Jeez, dude, there's so much going on. It's unbelievable.
Well, not only should you share it with me, you should share it with everyone else listening in.
We will.
What is going on?
Well, we will. We're gonna talk about what's going on here first.
Okay.
And then we're gonna branch out because there's a lot of online poker news
What's
happening
going on?
today with everybody. So let's first
Talk about the 25,000 or the main event.
Well, we got the 25K kicking off
Right.
today. A bunch of players coming in. Jason Kuhn said, I saw Jason. He said, how you doing? And I said, good. And I said, what? So he said, I'm just playing a little tournament today. He said, you're playing the 25K? He's like, yeah.
Yeah. With rebuys.
I think it's just one. I think it's just one rebuy
Okay,
today.
with a rebuy.
With a single rebuy. So kind of the tackle mode is there in case anybody wants to try to go for a third bullet on this thing.
So if you were playing this event, you go into it with the understanding that if need be, I'm going to have to fire another bullet, or are you going into this event with one bullet and one bullet only?
Well, I guess if it's me, I'm probably on one bullet.
Okay.
But these guys, yeah, I'm sure they're willing to drop another bullet. Why wouldn't you? I mean, I would think you'd have to.
16 people dropped $100,000 bullet.
Right.
on
So
the
this is
high
only
roller.
25,000.
Yeah, this is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. So these guys, I mean, I know these guys. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I'm just always concerned about where is the line to managing your money. I mean, first of all, you're playing a $25,000 event. You're really saying to yourself, I'm playing a $50,000 event because I might have to rebuy here.
Yeah, I think you have to.
See, I'm not used to blackjack tournaments. Usually the rebuy is usually half of what the original entry fee is, but this is full board.
Yeah.
That's way to bring up the prize pool real quick.
Yeah, so that's going to be a great event going on today. The finals of the America's Cup are going on as well. So we'll look forward to seeing who ends up taking that thing down. And, of course, we're on day 4 of the main event. Boy, I'll tell you what, this week has flown by. Man,
Yep.
we're getting ready to wrap this thing up in a couple of days.
Yep.
Pretty exciting.
Wednesday night.
So let's focus on the main event right now because we've got all those numbers and live reporting.
Notice I haven't
available to
even
us.
said to you how many players are left.
See,
Who the
There you go.
I'm getting you queued up.
there you go.
Are you ready?
Now you're kind of getting into this.
Are you
thing
ready?
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go.
So how many players are left?
You want to give me a second?
Oh, sure. I thought you said you.
Goodness, I'm
Here we go. I thought you said
57 players remain.
57.
57 left, and Juan Echeverry comes into today your chip leader, 1,704,000. Only 1 to 3 players over the million chip mark. Chance Cornuth starting the day at 1.1, so a nice lead for Echeverry. So he got on a big roll last night. Kevin Schulz started the day in third, 1,165,000. Juan Martin Pastor at 930. Jim Colopy at 889. Ambrose Ning at 877. Emra Kakmak at 815. Diego Ventura also at 815. Rami Bukai at 625. And Eugenio Pacelli Matar came in 10th. So those were your top chip stacks. Some of your other notables that got through, Pratyush Budiga, who was kind of getting things a little bit damaged out there. He is at 589. Noel Kahara at 509. JC Alvarado 490. Jason Mercier 447. Jonathan Dumel 266. Oli Shimeon 147. Shannon Shore 135. And Ronaldo Brazilian soccer star Ronaldo.
He's still around, huh?
He is still in this thing, and healthy, too, 512,000.
Did he play the football game this morning on the beach, do you know?
No, that was England and Argentina, and there's a very interesting story about that game. I found out that apparently England not good at penalty kicks.
Okay.
And
were you out there? Were you out there?
No,
watching?
I was not out there, but I got the lowdown, and apparently our gentleman we're working with here, Scott Collins, not so good on the penalty kicks.
Okay.
Save that story because
Okay,
that's a good story. That's a very good story. We have to get Scott on
I
here.
hope I'm not putting you on the barbecue skewer right now, but what did we start in this main event? How many players did we start with?
819, I believe, is the number. I have all sorts of numbers in front of me right now. Give me one moment here, and I will give that to you. 816, excuse me. 816. 816.
Oh, 816.
816.
All right.
1-6. They are on level 19 at the moment, 4,000, 8,000 blinds, 1,000 ante. And, of course, the average chip stack around 453,000 right now. So, payout level right now at 27.7. But the winner up top's got 1.4 coming to him.
And there's 57 players left.
57 players left. Well, actually, started today with 57, down to 54 now. So we've already lost a few. And just give you a couple of updates on the some eliminations and some big hands that have gone on today. Just look, Maurice Hawkins has doubled up to 400,000. So the ever dangerous Maurice Hawkins is making a run here. Olivier Bousquet lost some chips and then doubled back up. Ben Haim knocked off by Jim Colopy. Colopy got up to 930,000, winning that one. Jason Mercier goes a little, I don't even know what to call this now. I was thinking
ballistic?
new old school. Old new school.
Old
I think
new
we're going to go
school.
old new school. Because here is the hand. And this is a lot of fun. This is like 2006 type crazy.
Type play.
Or actually, I want to say 2000. I'm going to say 2011, 2012. Gabe Petgorski opens to 17. Mercier 3-bets to 48. Pollock 4-bets to 98. Petgorski folds. Mercier tanks, then 5-bet shoves for 420 and takes the hand down. There you go. We missed that. We haven't heard that kind of stuff going on for a while.
That is old school.
So Jason Mercier kind of slamming the door there a little bit, having a good time.
Yeah, so when they actually started today, the 57 players, the average chip count, according to my calculations, would have been about $429,000.
Yeah. So they're down to 54. Average chip stack 453.
453.
Yep.
Right.
Let's see. Olivier Bousquet. He's been having an action day here at a really rough chop where he was queens against sevens and board ran out 5 flush on that board. So Bousquet kind of got screwed on that one. Duhamel picking up a pot. Then Bousquet came back and doubled up. So he's back to 150. Got back to 153.
153 or 1.53?
153.
153. So he's got a little bit of a job ahead of him.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Diego Ventura got some chips off Juan Martin Pastor. So last count, we saw him. Pastor was at 870, Ventura at 675. And our chip leader, Juan Echeverry, doubles up Ambrose and goes down to 1.6. So actually, the players have just hit their break a little while ago, so I can give you some updated chip counts that just came up. We are Jim Colopy at 946, Pastor's 847, Matar at 800, Diego Ventura 649, Andrew Wayman at 581, Bukai is at 490, Corey Hotchman at 496, Maurice Hawkins 375, Bousquet is now up to 371. So woo!
Okay.
Bousquet riding the roller coaster there.
Still a little bit below average, but he's one hand away from killing that.
It's a lot better than what it was.
Yeah.
Scott Baumstein, 261. David Eldridge, 210. Adam Reynolds, 197. UA Ritter at 160. And we just had another post come up, so let's see if there's any more news. Nope. There you go. All right, so that's...
How many PokerStars pros are in the top 25?
I don't know.
Okay.
I do not know, but I can tell you some of those other ones that were still in to start the day. Of course, I think the really big story is this man right here, Ronaldo. Ronaldo walking by, Doing well. Is his first major cash, and yeah, we got to grab him. You got to grab him sometime.
He looks very buff for a soccer player.
Well, you know what?
Most soccer players are lean. He's got some meat to him.
Yeah, well, he's probably working out, lifting a little bit, having a good time.
I don't want to run into him.
Joe's nervous now.
Yeah. Oof.
Let's see.
Most soccer players have the build of Jason Somerville. They do because they're.
Well, I wouldn't go quite that far.
What are you trying to say about Jason's build?
Jason's shorter.
Well, you don't have to be tall to be a soccer player.
No, you don't have to, but they are tall.
Have great stamina.
Yeah, like Sarah.
Sarah's got great stamina. She's got a good chokehold. Which she performed on you the other day.
Yes, she did.
I wanted to see you turn a little bit.
I know
you want to be
red. Dead. It's all
I don't know. I don't want you dead. I don't want you dead because I wouldn't know what buttons to hit here.
Yeah, I know that would be a problem for you.
That would be a problem. I mean, I could do the show, but I don't know if I can get it on the air.
Let's see. So Naoya Kahara, who's PokerStars Pro, was made it through. Jason Mercier, Jonathan Duhamel, your other PokerStars Pros that are still in the field.
There's still some alive. It would be kind of nice for a PokerStar Pro to take this event down.
That'd be all right.
Yeah, it would be very good. It would be great for PokerStars and great for the player.
Yeah, so that's where we are in the main event right now. A lot of other events going on. Of course, we had the Daniel Negreanu discussion today.
How'd that go?
Oh, it's fantastic, and we're gonna talk a lot about that here on the show as well as along with this breaking news for online poker in a couple of different areas.
Okay, before you say what it is it good, positive, or I don't know? We might have trouble.
It's highly intriguing.
It's intriguing.
Some highly intriguing developments. Some highly intriguing developments.
Okay. Intriguing on the positive side?
Yeah, generally.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to step back and we'll take a quick break, and we will continue on here on the Mark Hoke Show. We're having a good time at the PCA, the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. Once again, credit to PokerStars. Thank you so much for having us here. We do appreciate it.
We do.
And we will be right back.
The ultimate poker destination and the most outstanding poker in the world is at only one place. The 2015 PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. January 6th through the 14th. Join PokerStars pros like Daniel Negreanu, Chris Moneymaker, Liv Boree, Jason Mercier, Bertrand Elke Grospellier, Vanessa Seltz, and many more of your favorites at the stunning Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas with some of the greatest events in poker, like the $100,000 high roller, the America's Cup, the new Double Bubble Tournament, and the prestigious PCA main event. It's a must for anyone who's ever sat at a poker table. For more information on the PCA schedule, travel information, and much more, just visit PokerStarsCaribbeanAdventure.com and join us in the Bahamas for the PCA, January 6th through the 14th.
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give open-faced Chinese poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason open-faced Chinese poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the open-faced Chinese poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel apparel.
There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way. With all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bub stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends, we supply everything else. Live it, love it. PokerShop.com.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
We are back.
I was just waiting for it.
Okay. We are back here at the PCA here at the Atlantis Hotel and Casino.
Yeah.
Covering the tremendous event hosted by PokerStars here. And they've been here for a couple of years now, haven't they?
This is year number 11.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. It keeps on growing.
Yes, it does. Sensational event down here. We're very happy to be welcomed with open arms by PokerStars to have us come down to cover the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. Now, speaking of PokerStars, I'm gonna save Daniel Negreanu for a little bit later.
Okay.
By the way, Dan Shack coming up the hallway. If there's a high roller event, you know this man's around.
Yeah.
No, he kind of ripped those a while back. I remember he made a statement about this.
He got it all in against Vanessa Selfs and caught a 10 on the river. Didn't eliminate Vanessa, but he put a pretty big dent in her.
He did.
Yeah,
So Dan Shack is making his way into the room. So two
What do you got for
stories.
us?
I'm sorry, Joe.
What do you got for us? 2 stories?
I got 2 stories that popped up literally within hours of each other.
Okay.
Now this is pretty incredible.
Which one came out first?
Well, I'll tell you which one came out first as soon as I get to them. There we go. So first, in my mailbox this morning, there's a release from WSOP.
Oh.
All right. So my good buddy Seth Polanski sends out this email. WSOP.com and 88 Poker to share some poker player liquidity in New Jersey. So they're going to be 130,000 shared weekly and daily guaranteed poker tournaments. So here's the press release. WSOP.com and 888 Poker, 2 of the leading licensed online poker sites in New Jersey, announced today they will begin sharing limited player liquidity immediately across their online poker rooms in the Garden State. Online poker players in New Jersey will benefit from increased prize guarantees for tournaments and a greater number of players available for cash games. Micro and low-limit cash games and select tournaments will be part of the shared liquidity. Each site will continue to maintain its individual reward and VIP programs.
Explain to me how that's going to increase the player pool.
Well, that means the players on both sites will be able to play together in some of these cash games.
Oh, between Nevada and New Jersey.
No, this is just in New Jersey.
Well, both sites being the other site that runs in New Jersey?
That's one of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 888's out there in WSOP.
Okay, so they're going to be sharing.
So they're going to be playing. Here's what they're sharing: the $5,000 nightly, the $10,000 nightly, the $10,000 Sunday tournament, and the $25,000 Sunday tournament. So players that play on both sites will be able to play in those simultaneously. The cash games that are going to be shared, the limit Texas Hold'em tables with stakes up to 25.50 cent, fixed limit Texas Hold'em tables up to 50 cent, $1, and all sit and goes with buy-ins up to $5.
So do you look at this announcement as on the dark side of it? Are you saying, or do you believe what WSOP and Triple H are saying is that in order for us to be successful here, we have to combine forces, or
it appears to be. I mean, obviously, they work together because WSOP.com, is an 888 platform. So those guys are already kind of working together anyway.
Okay.
So basically, some analysis of this was, we're number 2 and number 3. So how about we work together and at least try and chase down the Borgata site out there in New Jersey?
It's like the Hertz versus Avis, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So those start going into play January 18th for the Sunday tournaments. So that was that information. And then, give me 1 second here because there was a couple other articles up here. Of course, give me 1 second here. I'll pull that for you. The Online Poker Report putting out about those cash games being shared. No concern about duplicate players on there. But the reason they're not but the reason they're not going across all of the tournaments and cash games is because they want to avoid that. But Bill Rini from WSOP.com said, in reviewing data with 888, we both felt that there was more than enough uniqueness between our player bases that this was a win all around. So basically, they're trying to catch up with the Party Borgata site.
Okay.
Average cash game traffic on Party Borgata is 160. WSOP is 110 and 888 is 95. So if they start working together a little bit, it kind of should pull things close to even.
What do you think Borgata's reaction to this is going to be?
I don't think I think they're just going to keep doing their thing. I mean, they've been that site's been fairly successful out there. So
the casino has been fairly successful.
Yeah.
It's one of the only casinos in Atlantic City, from what I understand and what I'm being told, that is turning a substantial profit and has an abundance of attendance in their casino at all times.
Borgata is not getting turned into a water park anytime soon.
No.
We'll leave it at that. So that was in there, and this news also broke this morning. Now, this one's a little more, shall we say, speculative.
Okay.
But here's the story. This was on Pocket Fives today. According to State Senator Ray Lesniak, who's been kind of the point guy for online gaming in New Jersey, in the New Jersey State Legislature. According to State Senator Raymond Lesniak, PokerStars, the world's largest online poker site, will launch in New Jersey in March.
That's interesting.
Longtime industry pro and Online Poker Report frontman Chris Grove does a great job with a lot of this online reporting. Tweeted to Lesniak on Saturday, "What about PokerStars? How's that appeal going?" Lesniak responded, quote, March 2015.
Wow.
Now, of course, we can, and just to give it a little more information from the article, Lesniak has said late last year that PokerStars was in timeout in New Jersey. But added on Twitter, Allison's plan to ban e-gaming in Congress is dead, and PokerStars' new ownership is too formidable to deny. Of course, Amaya Gaming bought them up in the middle of last year. That's kind of fun. We get to say last year on 2014. Just saying. And its sister site Full Tilt for $4.9 million. During last year's lame duck session, it appeared that New Jersey officials would let Las Vegas Sands CEO Sheldon Adelson potentially ban internet gambling in the U.S., but not so much. So,
I wonder if any of the PokerStars execs are going straight to New Jersey from here.
I guess we're going to find out.
We need to sniff around about that.
Online Poker Report said it's worth noting that Lesniak isn't the only voice suggesting PokerStars' outlook in New Jersey has improved. A recent note from Adam Krajcik at Eilers Research put PokerStars' chances of cracking the New Jersey market in 2015 at better than 50%. So these two things kind of came out at the same time. PokerStars one actually hit first, then the WSOP did their press release.
I'm not happy about that better than 50. I would like to hear real strong or almost the shoe-in.
Well,
better than 50?
But it's been,
I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's supposedly been a shoe-in for a while now. But they just keep putting PokerStars in the corner. But now it looks like maybe the tide is turning. Maybe.
As Patrick Swayze would say, nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah,
well, as Joe Payne and Mark Hoke say, nobody puts PokerStars.
Nobody's putting PokerStars in the corner.
Come on out, swinging PokerStars. We want you in New Jersey, and then we really want you in Nevada also.
Dear God, please.
I'll start playing online if PokerStars comes out.
The one thing that will be intriguing to me is if they can find a way, to link up internationally, and if New Jersey will allow them to do that.
Well, I think you're asking for too much.
I'm just saying.
Too much too soon.
If they allowed it, but then it'd be nice to see Party Poker in 888 and everybody else be able to do it too. But certainly a pretty exciting development. Chino Ream, everybody, what's up? Going by there, but it would be obviously it would be fantastic if we could. But we'll see where this turns out. But if PokerStars does come back into the market, the only issue is the player pool. Because people are, from what I've heard, people, generally like the Party Poker site, but, if the PokerStars does come in, then all bets are off for everybody.
It's unfortunate that PokerStars has to suffer, and when I say they have to suffer, because the online poker industry has had a massive, huge black eye for, since 2007, so to speak. And, it had nothing to do with PokerStars. It had a lot to do with Ultimate Bet, Absolute Poker, and even as of late, Full Tilt Poker, as far as the money allocations. And PokerStars has been relatively clean, even though they keep on getting, you're on a timeout, so to speak. I just don't get it,
Well, and I said this back when Ugia hit and Party Poker said, we're out. That has turned out to be a pretty good decision on their part.
Oh God!
Because now there's no, you can't get them on the bad actor clause and everything else. And like I said, it's a shame.
They immediately pulled out.
They didn't even mess around. And so now here they are. They're the number one site in New Jersey. Don't know why they're not in Nevada yet, but it's weird.
And from what I know about gaming regulations, New Jersey is so strict.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
And you would think that, not that Nevada is lax, but they're not as strict as New Jersey. New Jersey had this thing about legalized gambling, organized crime, and they were trying to keep they were living back in the 40s and 50s when the mob did run, actually 60s too, when the mob did run Las Vegas. That stuff doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
It's all corporate, all corporations now. So, maybe Party Poker was very keen in pulling out immediately.
I'd love to hear what the PokerStars PR team has to say about this.
I don't think they're at liberty to say anything right now.
Well, it would be interesting to see.
You can
ask.
I think you
can ask the question.
Here's what you're going to get. I'll get back to you.
Well, if that's what we get, that's what we get. But at least we have a comment. I mean, they're kind of sitting right next to us.
Oh, they just walk by.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes they even kick our camera.
Yeah, so. Actually, well, yeah, okay, that was Maddie that did that a couple of times.
It was.
Yeah, so this whole situation, this is very interesting. PokerStars, Lesniak comes out with this comment, which we're not sure if it was a responsible comment or not.
Yeah, we don't really know if he's talking from factual knowledge, or is he just talking? He hopes this happens.
Yeah, so hard to say. I mean, it's kind of like when the little boy cried wolf. Now I'm going to believe it when I see it.
I think if he had really stronger feelings, he might come out and say something other than better than 50%.
Well, he wasn't the one that said that. Lesniak said March 2015.
Right.
That was a research group
okay.
that said that. But yeah, Lesniak said March 2015.
Okay.
So who knows? We'll find out. But
maybe, you know what we should try to do is when we get back to Vegas, see if we can arrange a phone interview with Lesniak on this particular subject. I mean, when I did my show back in Las Vegas a couple years ago, I had Bonnie Franks when he was one of the few legislators that coming out supporting bringing back online gaming. I was able to actually get him to call into the radio show. It's a kind of interesting interview.
Yeah, there you go.
So maybe we can get this representative from New Jersey on the phone.
Yeah,
I'm sure he would be more than happy to come on and talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll find out. So that's so some very intriguing not only this tweet from Lesniak, but also the cat and mouse game going on out there too in New Jersey. So PokerStars fans, keep your don't hold your breath. Keep fingers crossed. I think you go fingers crossed. I wouldn't hold breath.
Better than 50% chance that you might be playing on PokerStars by April of 2015.
Yeah, so pretty intriguing back and forth today. Of course, Lesniak says that, then the announcement comes out from WSOP, and obviously they didn't just sit around with 888 early this morning and said, "Hey, we have an idea." They were obviously
what's
planning this for a
interesting
while.
about this? Do you think that 888 and WSOP kind of knew that this news was going to break about the potential of PokerStars being in New Jersey as early as 2 months from now? Do you think they're kind of teaming up, so to speak?
I wouldn't be surprised if this press release might have been coming out a little bit later. I don't know, but interesting.
Which one came out first?
The first thing I saw today was the PokerStars thing. So
interesting. If WSOP had this in the can, and then immediately quickly released it.
Trump card, a little bit. So
we'll have this, and if they come out and say anything positive towards PokerStars getting in New Jersey, we'll release this to kind of take away the luster, so to speak.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So that's the news.
Part of the cat and mouse game.
Yeah, that's the online poker news.
So that's the news that you were teasing everyone with, including
the
me?
online poker news, yeah.
So what happened this morning with Daniel? You want to share that with us?
I do. But I want to do it after a commercial break.
God,
because there's a long discussion on that. I mean, a lot got talked about today.
I'm sure.
And
started at 11?
Started at 11.
What time did it end?
Well, it ended at noon.
Okay. This way Daniel can play to 25?
Daniel was signing autographs for a while after that, too, so quite a while. So let's step back. We're going to take another break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about the mental side of poker and the discussion group today with the Breakfast with the Pros with Daniel Negreanu right after this. So stick around. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us.
PokerShop.com is your one-stop shop for all your poker and game room needs. PokerShop.com has you covered with an incredible variety of poker chips and supplies, top-quality playing cards, plus gaming tables and room accessories, just like you'd find in your favorite casino. And if you're looking to spruce up your man cave, we offer a wide selection of decor options, from lighting to mirrors, and portable bars to bub stools, to make your game room the one all your friends and family will be talking about. So for everything you need to make your game night a great night, go to www.pokershop.com and receive 10% off your purchase with the code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You supply your friends. We supply everything else. Live it. Love it. PokerShop.com.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
The ultimate poker destination and the most outstanding poker in the world is at only one place. The 2015 PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. January 6th through the 14th. Join PokerStars pros like Daniel Negreanu, Chris Moneymaker, Liv Boree, Jason Mercier, Bertrand Elke Grospellier, Vanessa Seltz, and many more of your favorites at the stunning Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas, with some of the greatest events in poker, like the $100,000 High Roller, the the America's Cup, the new double bubble tournaments, and the prestigious PCA main event. It's a must for anyone who's ever sat at a poker table. For more information on the PCA schedule, travel information, and much more, just visit PokerStarsCaribbeanAdventure.com and join us in the Bahamas for the PCA, January 6th through the 14th.
It's time for you to check out RogueWire.com. News, sports, entertainment, and the internet home of The Mark Hoke Show. Don't wait. Let the sparks fly from your computer at RogueWire.com. And of course, RogueWire.com is powered by BlueRail.net. For over 2 years, The Mark Hoke Show has trusted BlueRail.net as their exclusive host, and you can too. Visit BlueRail.net for top-level web hosting, website building and maintenance, one-on-one customer service, and much more. It's time to get on board with your winning combination, BlueRail.net and RogueWire.com. How far do you want to go?
Hi everyone, Mark here. If you're a poker player like me and looking for something different and exciting to play, you should give open-faced Chinese poker a shot. It has just the right mix of skill, luck, plus a huge dose of the fun factor we're all looking for. There's a reason open-faced Chinese poker has everyone from the recreational player to the top pros hooked on its thrills, action, and unique social interactions you won't find in Hold'em. An incredible game like this has got to be worth checking out. And it's easy to learn, especially by using the ABC Chinese Poker app. Download the ABC Chinese Poker app on iTunes today and find out what everyone's talking about. And if you have questions about the game, tweet at ABC Chinese Poker and they'll be glad to help you along. So join the open-faced Chinese poker community today with the ABC Chinese Poker app, and we'll see you at the tables.
There's nothing better than sitting down to play poker with good friends and cutting loose. And that's what you're going to find when you tune in to Poker Night in America. Poker Night in America is revolutionizing televised poker in a big way, with all the action you love and the hilarious fun you've been missing. Come take a seat at the table with all your favorite players, old and new, with Poker Night in America. Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network. And don't forget to visit the show online at PokerNight.com. So pull up a chair and join us Mondays on Poker Night in America.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
We are back. Yeah, we are back. Sons of Vanessa Selves. Back in the action. Go get them.
On the way to the 25,000.
Everybody's having a great time.
Didn't look too happy.
Vanessa's focused. She's always focused.
I think she just got up.
I don't know.
Was she down this morning at the symposium?
No.
No.
She doesn't need advice from Daniel Negreanu. You know?
I think everyone needs advice from everyone.
No, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
that was actually one of the many points of discussion from Daniel Negreanu's Breakfast with the Pros today. You know, the last in that series that they did, and boy, I'll tell you, packed house down there.
Where was it held?
In the Players Lounge there in the tournament area. But a lot of people down there, a lot of questions, very interesting and open discussions.
So it was open to the general public, or was it just okay?
Yeah. So a lot of people came down to listen to Daniel, and you know there were so many points that he talked about. But I think one of the one of the major topics that he was going over was in terms of preparation and in terms of realizing, trying to get to the root reasons why things are happening to you, and not just on the poker table but off as well. And for example, and I don't want to bust this. I won't say. I don't know who the player was, but the guy said, for example, well, every time this dealer's down at my table, something bad happens, and it can't just be coincidence, and da 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 da. And Daniel just looked at him and said, "Are you serious? you're taking that negative energy from something going on that you have no control over, and you're letting it control your game. You know, why are you doing that? That doesn't make any sense.
That is not an opinion that is not shared by many. You hear so many players say, I can't beat this dealer, or I never win when this dealer's in the box. And that is an unbelievable amount of bad karma that you are bringing into your game when you're letting something that you have no control of affect you.
Exactly. And
dealer shuffles the same way. They don't care who wins. They know they're going to deal every hand. They're going to deal a winner. They don't really care. I mean, obviously, there might be some dealers who don't like players, but they can't control the deck. And if they could control the deck, they wouldn't be dealing in a poker tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you know, and some other people brought some different points up about, you know, sometimes how do you get past feeling unlucky and everything else. And, you know, and Daniel says, you know, look, you need to back up. You can't just look at that one moment. You know, for example, if you're playing a tournament and you have that one moment where something goes wrong, you know, where even if you got unlucky, you know, what led to that? You know, where is the rest of the play? You know, why didn't you have more chips to be able to overcome something like that? You know, what did you do throughout the whole tournament rather than just focusing on that one moment of being unlucky? I mean, this guy never gets unlucky. Never. Will Fila walking by. And take a look at your game in that perspective and see, you know, what did you do during the tournament? You know, did you do something before the tournament that may have caused you to fail? For example, Daniel brought up the fact that, you know, you go into a tournament the night before your party until 4:30 in the morning. You get there an hour and a half late. You didn't get enough sleep.
Right. That can't
you know,
be
you're
good.
a little bit hungover, and then you wonder why you're not playing your best. And you know, and you can trace failures back all the way back to how did you prepare. And then, you know, he even took it a step farther and said, you know, one thing that, well, and I really like this, you know, one thing that Daniel does, he sets up a weekly calendar and says, I'm going to allot this amount of time to watch videos. I'm going to allot this amount of time to make sure that I talk to people that I respect in the game about a couple of hands that I played. I'm going to set this amount of time up to get out and, you know, play in cash games or, you know, play tournaments just to stay sharp and, you know, maybe try some things out or just, you know, to hone my game, and really lays out a path for him to succeed when he finally does get to that table. It's a lot like sports teams when you think about it. But I think a lot of poker players don't really, you know, that stuff doesn't really click with them until they really get to a high level about, you know, all those little things that you can do to aid your game. You know, and it made me think about coming down to PCA. I didn't get much of a chance to play. I was concentrating on the holidays. I was tired, you know, and I didn't play a whole lot. So, you know, and I thought about it. I said, well, you know, what if I'd have sat down and played, you know, a few tournaments online? What if I'd have, you know, maybe gone over and, you know, gone somewhere else and played a more live tournaments than what I did?
Let me ask
you know,
you
I
this-
could have done a lot more to prepare for it.
Let me ask you this question. Do you feel you played bad when you played here on last Wednesday?
Late in the tournament, I
Really?
did. Yeah, I got way too tentative, and you know, that was unfortunate. I mean, I you know, and Daniel actually brought up a hand because you know, one situation that he likes to deal with in terms of, you know, you're getting a little short stack, you have a pocket pair, you know, or when you're playing a small pocket pair, it's not a hand you're going to go broke on, but you know, you may lose a little bit by playing a pot, but it's either going to be a huge payoff or you're going to fold. Like if you're playing 4s or 5s or something like that.
If you don't hit it after the flop,
Yeah,
it's easy to get away from.
And I had a spot where I had 4s against a couple of re-raises when I was getting short, and I let it go. And, you know, just hearing that kind of clicked in my head, and I said, you know what, I should have just gone for it with the 4s and seen what happened. I should have just gone for
Well,
it.
would you have hit your hand? Would you have hit a set?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I don't remember if I'd have hit, but that's not the point. The point was, you know, if I'd have popped it with those 4s and said, you know what, let's see what happens, or if I'd just made a call and stayed in the hands with 4s, you know, it could have changed my tournament.
Yeah, but if you're short, and you're relatively short, you said, you're probably not going to get any of those players to lay their hands down, even if you re-raise them, because if you don't have that many in chips, it's probably you're probably offering them the right amount of odds.
Well, I could have played the hand. I mean, I could have put chips in and played the hand if I'd have wanted.
Yeah, but
to. Given where I ended up and the things that I did.
It was raised and re-raised by the time it got to you, though, right?
No, it wasn't raised.
Oh, I'm
raised.
sorry, I missed.
So I mean, I could have stayed in that hand. You know, and I'm just listening to Daniel and hearing all these things that he's saying, and I said, wow, this is a lot of great stuff that that you can carry over. But I think a lot of players have a hard time looking back and realizing the real reasons of why they fail.
Players look for different reasons other than something that they did that caused them to fail.
Exactly. And
a dealer, so to speak.
Yeah, I took a bad beat. Well, why were you in that position that the bad beat hurt you that bad? What did you do the rest of the tournament? Well, it's kind of like I'll make a sports parallel on this, like the Dallas Cowboys losing that game yesterday. And of course, I hate the Cowboys. They are Satan's team, and this is pretty much a well-known feeling on my part. But I'm just going to use this as an example because I coached for 20 years too. They have a call go against them at the end of the game. They end up losing, and everybody is saying, "Oh, that call cost us the game. That call cost us the game." Well, what about the other? At that point, I think it was like 2.5 minutes left in the game when that catch got reversed. Well, what about the other 57.5 minutes that you just played? What didn't you do in those 57.5 minutes that could have gotten you that touchdown earlier in the game, or maybe could have got you a couple field goals, and you didn't cash in? And it's the same thing that Daniel brought up today that I was just a fantastic point to say, you got to look at the whole scope of things, professionally and personally, and say, why am I in this spot? And it's not just because one little thing happened. It's because of a whole series of events and whole things that you did or didn't do that put you in the place that you are.
Yeah, but the other side of that coin is that you look at that play because it's a crucial play at a crucial time. I mean, he comes down. I think they marked the ball at the 1 or the 2 yard line, which would have been pretty much a 6 points or 7 points for Dallas in the ensuing play. So yeah, of course you're going to look at that because was a big play. It was fourth down too. So even the incompletion changed, pretty much ended the game. So there's always points in the game that are very, very important. Now, is the entire 60 minutes important? Absolutely. But when you look at that particular play, and I didn't really see the replay on it, but there are people saying that if he just turned the other way and came down, he would have held the ball on. Yeah. He would have been able to hold on to the ball as opposed to...
He tried to reach out and score a touchdown.
He tried to reach out and score and then somewhat lost. Looks
and
like
he
lost
took the
possession.
ball and put it out like this and it bounced out of his hand.
Right.
Mike Lee, everybody.
You can't get upset with the player if he's trying to score there.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm just my point is that everybody said, well, that play cost us the game. There's a ton of plays during the game that may have cost you the game that that were a cumulative effect, and that's what Daniel's pointing out. There's a cumulative effect on everything that you do when you play poker, of why you're succeeding or why you're failing.
But in a sporting event, whatever's past is past. You have 2.5 minutes left to go in a game, and you may have the ball on the 2 yard line, first down. That you have to look at that play as a very crucial play, and it was a play that did really have the ultimate outcome of the game, because the game probably does not end up the way it did if he holds on to the ball.
Yeah, and then certainly that was another point Dan made too, that those critical points where you're not sure if you did the right thing or not, that's a good time to go back and consult people that you respect and say, what happened? Why did this, did I play this wrong? Did I do something wrong? And I'm sure that Des Bryant is an incredible talent. I mean, he's a free agent. Boy, I'd love to see him in Philadelphia. That would be I'd pay him $1 billion.
Fan.
I am an Eagles fan.
All the pieces start to come together.
Well, no, but that's in any
why
game.
You hate the Cowboys.
Well, yeah, I can't stand.
They're
the
not
Cowboys.
Satan's team, by the way. Most people refer to them as America's team.
Well, that's a lie.
Now, if you're from the Mideast, I can understand you calling America's team Satan's team, because people in the Mideast think everyone in the United States is the enemy.
Pittsburgh is America's team. There are more Steelers fans than Cowboys fans. Check it out. Trust me. Look on that map. There's a map thing they just did.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not going to argue with you because you obviously have looked it up, but it's Dallas Cowboy fans all over the place.
Well, sure, there's Steelers fans everywhere too.
Well, there's Raider fans too all over the place.
Not anymore. I think there's 7 of them.
Oh my God! And you live in Las Vegas?
There's about I think 5 of them are actually
and the other 2 are
to Las Vegas,
and the other 2 are in Berkeley, California.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. But yeah, so the whole discussion with Daniel today was very intriguing. And one thing that Daniel mentioned today that I thought was fascinating, because it did bring up, when he did that choice program, the thing that Antonio Sfondiari and so many others have done in Las Vegas, that, one thing that he realized when he was in that kind of a downswing around 2009 or so, that, and he had just had that, long relationship end, and, was kind of having a tough time dealing with it. And you remember Daniel would make comments here and there, and just a little pot shots and, mentions, and throw it out there. Well, he didn't realize until he went through that choice program how much that had personally affected his confidence. Because, when you go through a relationship like that where, some bad things happen on the other end, and, we've all been there, where, it does rock you to the core a little bit. You kind of wonder, well, how did that happen? Why did this happen to me? And then you say, well, this person did this or this person did that. And of course, it goes both ways, guys and girls. But Daniel, as it turned out, when he looked back and assessed that in an honest way, realized that had pulled some of that self-confidence that he's so well known for away from him. And when you lose out in a relationship, it really does take a piece of you a little bit. And it turned out, he admitted that it carried over into his poker. It was when people, he was slipping, having a tough time, and people were saying, well, Daniel's lost it, and, he's not as good as he was. And he kind of believed it, and that was actually turned out to be one of the major root causes of why that happened. So there's a lot of things that go into having that confidence, and a lot of things that can hurt you. And sometimes it's stuff you don't even realize.
Relationships are tough. Poker is tough.
Yeah.
And trying to combine two together when one is not going good is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can even happen to Daniel Negreanu. So, yeah. So I mean, it was just a fantastic discussion. I know they got it up. I'm sure it'll be up on PokerStars.tv.
Did they film the entire thing?
Yeah, they filmed all those breakfasts with the pros, and I'd recommend to everybody to go out and watch every one of those because they were fantastic. I know that I learned something every time I sat in that.
Every time you sat down, you learned something.
I did.
That's good.
Yeah, so very worth it. Wish WSOP would do that.
Well, they have the WSOP Academy.
It's not running right now.
Oh, did they stop?
No, but I mean, just doing symposiums like that would be fantastic. And I'm sure a lot of pros would love to do it. And 49 days of that would be awesome.
Oh, you want to have, in other words, during the World Series?
Yeah, why not? That would be great. All right.
You have you would have access to a lot of pros who have probably some good information to share with the players. Yeah.
So we had First Moneymaker, Theo Jorgensen, Jake Cody, Jason Mercier, Vanessa Selbst. Let's see who else was doing those. Elke was up there. I mean, a lot of great pros sharing some fantastic insights into what makes them successful. And you guys, if you missed them, well, like I said, you can go back and watch the videos. But I'm telling you, those are going to be worth taking the 4 or 5 hours to watch all of them because it was just some great
only
stuff.
About an hour each, right? And there was about 4 or 5 of them, right?
Yeah. Yep. So very, very good stuff there. All right, so that was what happened today.
What do we got in store for tonight?
Man, there's more stuff going. Oh, it's funny you should ask that, Joe, because there is a lot still happening.
Did I cue you up
here at the PCA? Just about. I was almost ready for my computer. Oh, jeez. See, I blame my computer, but my position is that I need to I need to raise some more funds so I can get a better computer than this one that I hate so much. I want my Toshiba back.
What happened to your Toshiba?
Well, I had it for work, and then, it's a long story.
They took it away from you?
When my media coordinator position was ended at a certain company, but we won't get into that one.
They know you're the king of poker information?
See, that's
How can they take that away from you?
Well, I don't know. I offered a sponsorship. I actually offered that company a sponsorship so I could keep the computer.
Oh, you know where you would run a commercial?
Yeah. I was like, I want to say who, but, I was very despondent, but I was like, hey, give me the computer. Just let me have the computer. Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
So you left on bad terms?
No, left on good terms. Oh, absolutely. I was disappointed.
Okay.
But it is what it is. Today, it is January 12th, and, of course, the high roller going on right now. 1 o'clock start was a $1,100 No Limit Hold'em re-entry tournament. For Flight A started at 1, and then there's going to be another flight starting at 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern Time. At 3 o'clock, the $1,100 Pot Limit Omaha 8-handed Dealer's Choice event. 4 or 5 cards high only going on. At 5 o'clock tonight, $2,200 No Limit Hold'em Turbo Bounty with 1,000 bounties on that. So that should be a lot of fun for everybody. Tomorrow's the Crazy Pineapple Tournament, Joe.
I know you want to play that.
$1,100 Crazy Limit Hold'em Crazy Pineapple taking place. That one, along with a $2,200 No Limit Hold'em 6-handed, unlimited reentries on that. The $600 Ladies event kicks off tomorrow. Also, $5,300 No Limit Hold'em Turbo 8-handed event and a $600 No Limit Hold'em Turbo event. Plus, by the way, see these, Joe? Do you see these? See with these?
What am I seeing?
These.
What are they?
What?
Was that for the party?
That's for the party.
Oh, okay.
That's for the PokerStars party from 8
There
to
you go.
10:30.
10:30?
Yeah. Stops
At
at
night?
10:30. Yeah. 8 to 10:30. Yeah.
Oh, 8 to 10:30.
Oh, huh?
I thought you said 10:30.
Sorrel Mizzy, everybody. Hey, Sorrel, how you doing?
And that's tomorrow night, correct?
That is tomorrow night.
Okay.
So
Don't
they
lose
are,
those.
They are here.
Don't leave them on the desk.
I'm putting them in a jar, a hermetically sealed jar on Funko Waggle's porch.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
You obviously listen to the Johnny Carson show, huh?
Oh, I'm a very major Johnny Carson fan, obviously. But yeah, so of course, then last day, of course, the main event's still going on through all this. Last day, $600 No Limit Hold'em Turbo edition of the PCA main event. $10,300 No Limit Hold'em Turbo 6-handed, and another double bubble tournament, $1,100 buy-in on that. We haven't gotten the feedback on the double bubbles yet.
You know what? I think the jury is still out on that. I think players have to play a couple of them to kind of get a sense of how they feel about it.
Well, we're gonna have to ask around. I think we should do that. Just kind of see what.
Just don't ask anybody who didn't make the top 50%.
Well,
because they're going to tell you that's horrible.
No, what are you gonna do? But and I really think that Double Bubble Gum should have been a sponsor of those tournaments.
That would make sense.
That's a perfect opportunity. I'm calling that opportunity lost.
Well, it's not too late.
You're not going to get corporate sponsorship in 12 hours.
No. I'm talking about for next year.
For next year, sure. I'd have had them now. Like when that
And,
first bubble burst, everybody should have been mandatory that everybody had double bubble gum in their mouth and blew a bubble when that bubble burst.
That's an American company, correct?
Yeah.
And this tournament's going on in the Bahamas.
But
I think they would like to see it in the U.S. mainland first, possibly.
Everybody choose double bubble gum though.
Okay.
Well,
I hate to say that I don't, because then I'll never receive my free complimentary pack of double.
You have chewed double bubble.
I don't think I have.
Oh, you had to have. Joe, it was the gum in the baseball cards.
I used to like the bazooka gum when I was a boy, young boy, in Brooklyn, New York.
So you're telling me that you never chewed you never had a thing of double bubble gum?
I had baseball cards that came with bubble gum. So is that the double bubble gum?
That was usually double bubble.
Are they still around?
I don't think so.
Well, that's probably why they became them as a sponsor.
Well, Double Bubble's still around.
Oh, Double Bubble's
the company's
still
around, but I don't think putting gum in the baseball cards is around anymore.
Well, here's we talked about how a premier marketer you are. Well, here's your opportunity.
Double Bubble.
You can go to them and say, "Hey, listen."
Well, if I'm hired,
if
I would be hired by PokerStars,
okay,
then I would be more than happy to make that phone call for him. But
you know what? A good way of getting hired by PokerStars would be to make that phone call without even being employed by them.
No.
And say, "Hey, listen."
No, that's not the way.
Well,
there's Ben, by the way, tournament director around here, doing a great job.
Here's what you say to him: "Hey, if you get Double Bubblegum to say we're interested, then you come to PokerStars and say, hey, I'd like to be the go-between, so to speak, to get you a major corporate sponsor for your Double Bubble tournaments." Gotta take a shot once in a
No
while.
contract, no work.
Wow.
I've learned that is there is my tip from you. If I was doing a symposium, there's one tip for you, for me in the poker industry. No contract, no work. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying.
Sometimes extending and doing something graciously and not worrying about the monetary reimbursement, so to speak, goes a lot longer, and you become more credible that way.
No contract, no work.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Not in this ball game. I mean, normally in real life,
if you're if you're dealing with legitimate people, I think they would acknowledge and reward you for your suggestions. But if you go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I got something for you, but you have to pay me first before I tell you what it is," I think that's you're starting off in negative blocks. That's my opinion. Now, are you going to get burnt doing it my way? You are.
Yes.
But you know what? Your stock is going to rise.
I have scalded skin, so
okay. Scalded or been scalded?
It's like cooked still. It's charred.
Okay.
Now we're going to start.
I know we're right at the end of the show here, but so if someone came to you and said, "Hey, Mark, I got a really good idea for you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is until you pay me first." Yep. As opposed to someone coming to you and say, "Mark, listen, I trust our friendship. I trust our credibility. I have something that I think will be good for you, and in the long run will be good for me also." You're not going to say to that person, "I'm interested," or you're going to say to that person, "Well, you know what? The way I operate, I'm going to have a contract with you before I even allow you to tell me about this."
Now, when it comes down to a massive sponsorship opportunity that I could get money from, there's places for that. There are places for that,
and there's places for being, and maybe this is what's wrong with the world today, and it's what's wrong with business. Sometimes it's not all about the money. Sometimes it's all about the gesture and the professionalism and the willing to take a chance with somebody. You know what? I live my life where I'm really good to everybody, but if you burn me once, then I understand. But I think if you have an opportunity to present something to PokerStars that would be good for them, I don't think if you go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I got something really good for you, but you got to put me to a contract first," that's negative.
Well, I want to get my piece.
I think you'll get. I think and I know PokerStars is a reputable company. If they believe that you actually turned them on to something that's really good, they're going to take care of you.
Well, I would hope so.
That's what bonuses are about.
I would hope so.
Yeah. I would say,
but many a times I've seen it that it's not so much. So
yeah. I like to work from the opposite end of. I like to come in a different direction.
I like to come in that direction too, but you
just said you're not giving anything up unless somebody signs you to a contract.
Not on that.
You said
not on that one. I want to see something. Hey, I got a sponsorship opportunity for you. What will I be?
I have a sponsorship opportunity to you. Are you interested?
Are you interested?
Yes.
And what would
Are you willing to sign a non-disclosure agreement?
And are you willing to cut me in a little bit? Just that's all I want to hear.
And if they say yes,
and if it's in writing, I'm good.
Oh, it's got to be in writing.
Well, yeah, and an email would be nice.
Email,
yeah, sure, Mark. We'll take care of you.
Email's not admissible in court, by the way.
I mean, I would at least have that. I'd feel better.
Well, you might be able to present it as circumstantial evidence, but I think they can keep that out. I believe. I'm not a lawyer.
It's become much more of a binding contract.
I'm
now,
not a
Joe.
lawyer, but
emails.
I've been told that emails are not good for court purposes. They might be good for just kind of drawing a conclusion, but you can't. They're not. I don't believe they can be entered. Are you looking this up?
No.
Oh, I thought you were looking up whether emails. I'm going to look that up for tonight's show.
Okay.
Are emails? Can you submit emails as evidence in a court case?
Hey, new Twitter followers, by the way.
Of course.
Michelle Glantz.
Hey, you should make them sign a contract before they follow you.
At Michelle Glantz. Who else we got here?
So you allow these people to follow you without a contract?
Yeah.
Oh, well, what happens if they draw upon one of your knowledgeable facts and make money from that, and you got no reimbursement?
Well, that's
whatsoever?
my bad.
That's what?
That's my bad. If I put something out that they could steal from me, that's my fault. Brooke Leiter at BLOITER, welcome. CA Turney, TOURNY, new follower. So thanks to all of our new followers on Twitter. We appreciate you. Follow us at Mark Hoke Show. Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. And, of course, don't forget, we got to figure out we're going to work out our Wednesday KLAV show. That's going to be a hoot. I think we're just going to end up doing one show on Wednesday. So that'll be kind of nice, but we'll be on KLAV 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday.
We'll do it from here directly?
Yep. Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So, hey, maybe we'll have a main event champion by the time we hit that.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how
so
that all.
We'll probably do one show on Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Yep. And hit the water slide.
I knew you were gonna. I should have got you to sign a contract,
dude. I want to hit the water slide. I want to do it tomorrow, actually, but whatever day works. I'm ready to roll, man. Dude, I have my swim trunks right in the bag. I brought a towel.
I'm ready to go to lunch.
Where's my towel? I have a towel. Oh, it's in there. But
yeah, okay.
my swim trunks are in my bag.
Okay.
Do you want to verify?
No,
I didn't think so.
I don't want to be fishing, putting my hands inside your trunks.
But thank God. But they're
not unless I get a contract first.
Yeah, well, that's going to have to be a hell of a contract. Anyway, so that is pretty much going to wrap it up for us.
It's a wrap.
We will be back tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time from the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure. Once again, thanks to PokerStars for having us and all of our great sponsors. We do appreciate it. And we will see you guys later on this evening here live for the PCA. How about it, Joe?
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you for listening in.
Yep, we will catch you later.